Boom! We are live. No, wait, that's not how that song goes. We are family. No, wait. I'm not doing that. Hi, hello, welcome. I'm your host, Elizibar. This is, of course, my stream. Now, I think it says somewhere in the title there's like new comic book day, but I didn't go to the store today because didn't have anything to pick up. So there are no new comic books from the store. Anyway, let me turn my camera on. Boom, look at that. We got El Crudo. This came in the mail. You could have watched my unboxing video, and then you would know there's all kinds of El Crudo swag. All from the Great Escape, right there. WWE intro music. Oh, baby. Yeah, you know what? I'll be John Cena. Ba ba da bum. Ba ba da bum. Sorry. No, that's one of my favorite stupid memes is just the John Cena intro. And that AI, Doll-E or whatever its name is, it actually, somebody was like, the back rooms images of John Cena or something, they were all blank. Because, of course, you can't see him. Anyway, there's my new comic book, and then some more packaging, because why not? And the other thing I bought that's new, that book, which isn't a comic book, it's actually a prose book that talks about comics. So, should be really interesting to read. And XLG, why are you here? You're supposed to be watching a movie right now and not hanging out with me. I mean, first, you're still 6 Cyrus away from me so that I can't do what I wanted to do tonight. And now you're just sitting in my stream instead of watching a movie? Bro. What are you doing here? Anyway, everybody who isn't XLG, welcome. So I got some stuff to talk about that's not the usual kind of stuff. Because, well, let's start with a meme. You can always start with like a meme because memes are funny. And this is just a visual gag. So let me share Chrome. There we go. A bright, beautiful meme from Brian Ball right here. So you got, see, it's funny because this is a sign indicating there's a cougar crossing. And then here's, a lady, late 30s, maybe 40, getting ready to cross the road. See? Cougar, be safe around cougar crossings. It can be dangerous. And there's Ethereal Dragon. He's always like popping in into weird places. I don't know why. That's just the kind of person he is. Now, I wish there was a way I could just click in Chrome and the little tab that pops up and just have it like click over to the new tab automatically. If I hit stop there, oh, that just kills it. Okay, well, that's not really what I want to do. But this weekend, I did go to a comic book convention. I'm trying to find the right tab. Here we go. It's this one. Did go to comic book convention up in the Wisconsin Dells, which is very deli. And yeah, I don't actually know what dells mean in this context because like over hill and over dell, that's spelled differently, and that kind of dell is like the plain or the valley. In this case, the dells seem to be a river. Like I'm kind of confused as to what they are, like what the meaning of this is. You know what? We can look this up. We have the power. We have the power. So let's just do it. Whoa! I don't know if I can show that word of the day on stream. It's a little out there. Let's I guess we're just gonna have to get used to this. This has got to be like a little whip or something.
Flageolet.
That sounds really funny. A small, in-blown flute with 4 finger holes in front and 2 in the rear. Hey, whoa. You can't say that kind of thing on stream, dude. You don't want to be like delivering the shocker here on stream. That would get you banned off YouTube for sure. So don't do it, not even once. But we were going to look up dells. See synonyms for Dell. Plural noun. Dells. Origin of Dells. Okay, what? The rapids of a river running between the walls of a canyon. So, the Wisconsin Dells actually are exactly what it says. It's just spelled in a weird way that I don't comprehend. Boom. Let's get the WWE intro music going again. Bum, ba, bum. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, you know what? I should probably let people know that I'm live. Hey, we are live on YouTube talking cool stuff like the definition of Dells. You know, you want to join us. All right, there we go. That's oh gosh, they just totally popped up some weird ad thing. Get out of here. Get out of here. Dude. Whoa, it's reloaded, man. So this is what the world is like without ad block. Like how do you all like how do people that don't have ad block, you out there, if you're watching this right now, okay, if you're watching this, VOD, live, whatever, if you're watching this, how do you live without ad block? Like, I'm already freaking out, dude. I'm already freaking out. Modern ads are too much. Like YouTube ads, back when they were just like the little text at the bottom of the screen, you know, I thought that was kind of cool. Like I don't mind looking at a little bit of text at the bottom of the screen. That's fine. That's not a big deal. But now you go to YouTube. I was watching a video one day and they wanted to play a 3-hour infomercial for my advertisement on like a 10-minute video. And I was like, what is this? It's wild. It's absolutely wild. All right, let's stop showing dictionary.com because it don't matter anymore. Boom, deleted. See, we already made the cougar joke. Let's get that out of here. And you know what? We're going to pop this back up just so I can show the book. See, look, it's the book right there. Picked this up while I was at the convention talking to CJ Standel, who is a pretty cool comic book creator. He's probably mostly known for Return of the Gangster, which is a really intense book. I got to one part of it, and I have not made it past that part yet because I see like so much foreboding, so much stuff like that lurking in there that I'm like I don't want to go forward because I know it's just going to be bad. Kind of like when you're watching certain TV shows or whatever, and you just know everybody, everybody involved is about to come to a really bad ending and die horribly. That kind of thing just happens. It just happens, man. That's how TV is. That's how TV can be. Anyway, I got that. Also got this awesome Geigen, which I took a photo of with all the shadow behind him with a like strong light source. That way he'd look even more intimidating. Like that's his little intro, you know, when he's popping into the movie. Then he shoots his eye lasers everywhere, and it's awesome. But in case you don't believe me, that CJ Standel was in fact at that convention. Hold on, I got you covered. Boom. There was a little setup. You can see his stuff here. Well, I think it's actually smaller once I clicked into it than it was before I clicked into it, but he's got 3 volumes, 3 trades of Rebirth of the Gangster. Issue 1 has he's got like the originals, which I think are the chess ones, and the reprints over here, so you can get like your choice. I think I've got the original chessboard one. Still got to finish reading it. Like I clicked the wrong thing. I ain't gonna front you, man. I still got to finish reading the dang thing. I just it's kind of hard to force yourself to read something where you're probably gonna get upset. There was some detective novel I was reading. I got it at the dollar store as a hardback. I was reading this maybe 7, 8 years ago, and I got to one point of the book, and I was just like, I was just like, I just want to throw the book across the room. And not because like the book was bad or anything. It's just like this is getting like I know that things are going to be really bad, that things are getting really over the top, and I was just really uh, like caught up in it, and I was having that kind of reaction. Rebirth of the Gangster kind of evinced, I think that's the right word, that sort of reaction in me where I was like, man, I'm caught up in this. I know that this is going to get really bad. I don't want it to get really bad. I kind of like some of these people, and I don't want really terrible things to happen to them. But that ain't the world we live in, you know? So I'm just gonna have to suck it up and read it, you know, suck it up, Buttercup. Come. All right, there we go. So anyway, it was really cool meeting him. Pictures of him are kind of elusive. So you have a picture of him and me. Oh, I'll never find it. I will never find it. So 90 kids, only read George Perez's Monumental Seems he runs on these books after the fact. Yep, same here, bro. Same here. I like this. Hey, there's a picture of him. I like this guy, man. I have a feeling that he and I have very different beliefs on stuff, but we both love, you know, what he's holding here. We both love comic books. We both love that kind of stuff. Now, he has been busy going to conventions and stores for signings and all that kind of stuff. I hope he sells lots of units wherever he goes. And the one book of his I don't own was that Outside the Panels, which you can see here. I own it. He did a little inscription in the front for me because he's totally a cool dude. And he was calling me his number one fan. I don't know if that's true. Hey, that's great. And this Comic Con, I think that he went to Milwaukee's Comic Con. I think this was another Quad Con, like the one that we both went to in the Dells. So anyway, oh, does it say Wisconsin State Fair? Oh, it's at the it's at the fairgrounds, I guess. Wow, pretty nice space they got. Man, I got to tell you, I didn't talk about it when I was there, but or my little video because I was just like trying to get people to, you know, that last couple hours, like, hey, if you happen to see this and you're in the neighborhood, like, just go. It's like $5 to get in. You can meet some cool people, look at some cool stuff, you know, kill some time. Because all told, I think I spent 45 minutes in there. Like, maybe not as much time as I could have, because there was some people there who were creators and I didn't know anything about them. And I didn't want to talk to them without at least knowing a little bit about them. But yeah, so I probably could have like hung out at some of those tables for a few minutes and got some chats in, but I didn't, man. I just looked at all the stuff. I recognized some of the vendors. And this Just a Game Fieldhouse. Yeah, there it is. Just a Game Fieldhouse. I think it's spelled differently on the venue's like webpage. They like concatenate it all together, but this place where they had all the stuff set up was actually on a basketball court. And I guess it was like later in the day, there was going to be like a basketball tournament for like high schoolers or middle schoolers or something in here. Kind of crazy. There, oh man, I should have took pictures while I was in here. That was a mistake on my part. I should have took a bunch of pictures. But like the main thing down here, up above where the bleachers were, because the bleachers were over here on the right, I think. Up above that, like there were, you know, like 14-year-olds and stuff like looking over at like what the heck is going on. And it's kind of weird. I think the players had to pay to get in too, which seems kind of strange. I don't know. The whole situation in this venue, as the kids say, seemed, hold on, we got a hand gesture for this, sus. But it was a good time. It was a good time meeting somebody that I hadn't seen him in, I don't know, maybe 2 years, year and a half, something like that. I think the last time I saw him was at it was at the Graham Crackers in Madison. Should I click? Let's click. What's going on with Triple H? Hmm. Yeah, seriously. Wow. That's those are some serious allegations against Vince McMahon. Has nothing to do with the content of our stream today though. So we are gonna move right along. Let me pop open share in this John Markley tab here. I thought this was interesting. So they're remastering The Last of Us, even though it's not that old. Like I don't feel right about that kind of stuff, man. If something's only like, I don't know, less than 10 years old or whatever, remastering it seems kind of skeevy. I don't know. It just seems a little bit wrong to me because it's not that old. Like, God, maybe it is. When did the PS3 come out? It was like 2004 or something. Let's see, PlayStation 3. Maybe it is old enough now. It sure doesn't seem like it. North American release date 2006, November 2006. Okay. That is like 16 years old. When did The Last of Us come out? When did The Last of Us come out? 2013. So the game's almost 10 years old. Dude, it does not seem like the game has been out that long. I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird like that. Oh, hey, Ninja Weasel. Sup, bro? Dude? Man fella? What you got going on, brudda? Yeah, I don't know why I'm like all over the place here. No, I'm just having fun. And I don't really have any new books to point out because I had no books at the shop, so we don't really have anything to show off on the camera here. I just clicked the wrong thing. I meant to stop the camera, and instead I stopped the share. This is now a boomer stream. But here's the crazy thing. All right, like number one, I'm with John on this. Right, I'm with John absolutely 100% here. John's pretty cool dude. You should follow him on Twitch. He does some interesting stuff sometimes, and has some interesting hot takes every once in a while. And you got to respect the man who has been in a fist fight over River City Ransom. Yeah, it's just that kind of week, Ninja Weasel. No books. I had to drop a car off at mechanic, and while I was driving over there, I'm like, "Yo, Sean, my dude, Sean, man, you got anything in my box?" And he was like, "Nope." And so I didn't have to drive all the way across town, which really nice because I got to instead sit down and watch with mi madre the first four episodes of Spy X Family with her. I'd already watched them previously, but I was like, you know what, this is too good. This is too good, and so I watched them with her. We'll get to Spy X Family here in a little bit. We'll talk about some of the anime I've been watching, I guess. Yeah, like that's my first thing is I'm like looking at his beard over here. It's more scraggly. It's got little whiskers sticking out everywhere, and over here it looks blurrier. Somehow the remastered side looks blurrier than the non-remastered side. The lips look better. Like I don't get it. But the thing that I pointed out when I was commented on this on John's tweet was why did his nose change shape? Like look at it. His nose is broader over here than it is over here. It's got more of a point over here. It kind of is like flat on the bottom and it's wider. It's totally ridiculous. I don't know what's up with that, but this remaster, just looking at it, it doesn't strike me from what they're showing here as being any better. Freaking advertisement, bro. How do people live with advertisements? I clicked that link to see where it would take me, and now I'm stuck watching some stupid ad. Okay, let's just watch this. Let's watch this. Let's see. And then Share screen, Chrome tab.
Remake project has finally been revealed, along with a splashy cinematic trailer. A massive increase in quality is clearly evident, but how has the tech been pushed since the original?
All right, I'm not going to click any further in this video. Look at this. The one on the right looks better. I'm sorry. The one on the right looks better than the one on the left. His face has changed shape. Look at the bridge of his nose. It's different. He's lost what looks like a scar that he had. His eyes are more emotive and alive. I'm looking at his cheeks. I think his cheeks, like right here, the part of the cheek that is like the continuation of the, what is it, the occipital bone? Right there. It's rounder here. It's more angled here. It could just be the angle that the camera's at. Why didn't they capture exact side-by-side shots of these models? I don't know. But dude, he looks better in the lo-fi than he does in the hi-fi. This is insane. You've actually like demaked the game when you bumped it up by 2 generations of technology. Oh, Gaunt. I don't know. I mean, dude's got more gray in his beard over here than he does over here. Maybe it's the lighting. I don't know. Hard to tell. He's got more gray in. Can I make this bigger? Yeah, there we go. He's got maybe more gray in his hair here, which that's one thing that I would probably be okay with them porting over. Like, oh, dude, he's got his hair's a different color. This is like when I went from being like a little kid with brown hair to hitting like teenagehood and getting black hair. That his hair changed colors, dude. I don't think it's the lighting. The light looks like it's the same color and maybe just more intense on this side than on this side. You're telling me these guys, these people, couldn't oh my god. She looks better over here. Got it. Yeah, I'm not impressed either. But she looks better on the right. Oh wait, this is okay, these are not the comparing like the remake and the whatever. This is like she's grown up. Okay. Which and then let somebody beat her dad to death. Good job, kid. Blood cries out for blood, kid. Let's look at the environments. The environments look better. Is this the same shot? The one on the right looks better again. The one on the right looks better. It's got more haze in the air. It's got better use of light. And because it has better use of light, the reflection stands out better. This is just murky. You're not showing me anything about the technology. You're just making me not want your game. Yeah, this is apparently supposed to be like the same scene replicated in the new engine versus the old one. And except for the the non-alias Jaggies over here, or the whatever, except for the Jaggies over here in the reflection and some of the Jaggies you can see in the background, like this looks better. This just looks better. This is smoother, but it has no artistic merit. This, on the other hand, has like actual art and style and beauty and grace. I don't know. I'm looking real close here. I think the one on the left actually wins this round. I think this objectively looks better than that, but this one has way more mood. Look at the haze. the way the shadow is more strong back here. Like, I don't know if this is like the same scene at a different time of day or something between these shots, because the light's coming from a different place. It's coming from the left in this side, and it might be coming from the right. Yeah, it's coming from the right in the other one. That's really weird. If you're remastering the game, why aren't you just like making it better with the same shots? Again, the only thing really that separates these two is there's fewer jaggies over here than there are over here. But look at this. They avoid the jag. It's not because the engine's rendering it better. They avoid the jaggies because they took the detail off of the building. What is that, like the Greek key or something laid out along underneath the roof line? And it's not present on the other one. They actually simplified the building in the newer engine. So it looks better because the lighting engine, or the lighting part of the engine, is higher quality. The way these columns are casting their shadows and stuff is really gorgeous. And I think the lighting in this side is better overall, quality wise, than the lighting over here. And I think that makes it look better. But over here, man, the architecture is way more complicated. Dude, as I'm going through this, I kind of feel like the ones on the right. Oh, here we go. She looks better on the right. I'm out. Oh, we're done. The remaster looks like garbage. This is like that Silent Hill remaster that came out with like Silent Hill 2 and 3 for like, was it the PlayStation 4? I don't remember which hardware generation that came out for, but it was like they just ruined the games, especially Silent Hill 3. I mean, yeah, I guess on the left she looks more childlike and her face is softer, but it's also lost the I've had to survive in the wilderness kind of edge that she has on the right. True. Oh, I didn't click this chat up. I should have done that. And yeah. Yeah, it absolutely does. This is just absolutely terrible looking from every angle. We're like 2 minutes into whoever this dude's video is, and yeah. Oh, the one on the right is running on a PS4 Pro. That's not the original PS3 game. Then I guess, or maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. I can't tell from the title. And you know what? All I know is this side actually looks a little better in every. Look at this. Look at the clothes. This is just simplified. His shoulder here is simplified. The clothes are simpler. Over here, his leather jacket, it's got the little like line of leather going down like this before it splits off. Here, this looks like something you would have rendered in City of Heroes. Here, the cloth has folds and little details and nuzzly bits and stuff all over the place. Here, it's just like she's wearing a tube on her arm. A solid featureless tube with a bad texture. The clothing looks like it came out of City of Heroes. Like, I could go make this dude's jacket right now in City of Heroes. I would like it would have the texture on it, but like the geometry and stuff, it looks about as complicated. This is terrible. This is terrible. All right, we're moving on. We're moving on. That is enough Last of Us garbage. And it all started off because I noticed his nose change shape. If you don't know, I'm currently beefing with Tyler again. You know, this is like the second or third time we've beefed, so we're having some beef. Mongolian beef. You know, I'm gonna take this dude out to like a Chinese buffet. That's kind of the plan. Actually, I'm gonna display my ignorance here. He's a Mormon. Do they have any dietary restrictions aside from hot drinks? Like, if I were to take Tyler out for dinner, like, is there something I would have to worry about? He really likes this phrase, "silly goose," man. He uses it like every stream, like 27 times. He also was talking to Tim Lim the other day, and Tim said, kind of leaked, yeah, see, oh, dude, there used to be a Mongolian grill like 10 minutes from here. And during all the pandemic stuff, it closed. I guess it's a chain, Who Hot, because I saw one of those up in the Wisconsin Dells, but the one that was here uh, in my side of Madison closed. This is a real bummer because I liked that place, man. Their sauces were hot, and watching them dudes like cook that stuff was amazing. Oops, I didn't mean to click that. Anyway, we're beefing. No, we're not really, but like I love this, because it went up as an auto tweet, which I guess he didn't see. But it's an auto tweet. I guess I put a tag you in. I should find a way to be more audacious. And then I think I also quote tweeted him. Can you see that? Yeah, look at this guy trying to beat with me over an automated tweet from IFTTT. Boom. There we go. Great review. Well, there we go. Oh, is it only coffee and tea? I thought it was hot drinks in general. So I thought like hot chocolate and stuff were verboten. But hey, I shall believe you. So yeah. Anyway, Tyler's kind of a weirdo, but he's a fun weirdo, and his book is pretty good. If you haven't watched that review, you should go watch my review of The Girl with the Mega Fists, because it's a review about a girl who's got mega fists. As you can see, it's right there on the cover of the book. Those fists look pretty mega to me. See? Look at that. Look at that. I'm even showing the title off very explicitly. Mega Fist. See? There's the fist. It's on the right there. Come on. Are you done pointing? Come on. I know I did way more pointing at the book than this, dude. Hey, there we go. There we go. Yeah. Anyway, I pointed, when I said fists, I pointed right at, her little ghibli bits up here. Because it's funny. It's funny. It's not funny, but it's funny. It's all I got, bro. And let's get to the AI generated art. I've been having a lot of fun with DALL-E or whatever the name of that AI is. And some of the stuff I saved off to my hard drive after I discovered how to do it. But before I did, I just started posting stuff on Twitter. I take a screenshot of it. And I thought this was kind of cool. I was looking for giant mecha fights mermaid kaiju in Tokyo, right? And it's just kind of cool. Like, I actually kind of like these mecha designs. Like this thing, I'm not quite sure what it is. Like, it looks like it might have a pincer or something up here on its head. Like, I thought that was pretty cool. Some of these mecha designs totally rock. And the monster here in this one, like, that reminds me of something like out of Shin Godzilla, when Godzilla's in his like early mutation stages. And I thought it was just kind of cool. This dude looks kind of chunky cool. Like, I kind of wish this was a real show. And this mecha seems to have an eyeball in his stomach. Like, what? What? Yeah. And then Brian Ball made me do this one. He was talking about being an Onion Knight. He was playing Final Fantasy 14. I don't know if you know anything about that, Ninja Weasel, that whole Final Fantasy 14 thing. But, Brian Ball, he's like the Onion Knight's adventure or whatever. Well, I was like, what happens if I tell it to generate an Onion Knight fighting Sephiroth? I was not disappointed. I love the one here in the top middle the most. Like, look at this. Hey, March here. I got no books today, so we're just being very strange and just talking and hanging out. But this is totally Rags creator Brian Ball's fault that I made this AI generate an Onion Knight fighting Sephiroth. Brian's reaction when he saw that on stream was, why? Why did you do that? And Brian, I can't tell you. Sometimes I just get these compulsions. See, I got a bunch of stuff here that I generated that I just kind of want to put on screen. Let's say I want to stop that share. And let's just share my desktop. Yeah, there we go. So I told it that I wanted Chris Jericho in Ghost in the Shell, right? Chris Jericho, the wrestler. Yeah, I had nothing, so I didn't even go over there, man. Because it's like a at that time of day, at the end of like the workday, it's like a 45 to an hour minute or 45-minute drive, maybe an hour depending on traffic to get over there. And with gas prices the way they are, I'd be spending like, I don't know, $10 to get free books. It does, the economics don't make any sense at that point. So anyway, Chris Jericho, and we ended up with like some I call them like PS1 era Chris Jerichos. Oh, why can't I? Oh, they have to be like zoomed all the way out. Okay. Got like, this is like totally your survival horror game antagonist Chris Jericho. PS1 like RPG Chris Jericho. Again, kind of like a PS1. That's pretty much what it did. This is like battle damage cyborg, like somebody threw acid at his face, and so like the plastic skin's melting or something. But this one, while also like PS1 quality, actually is a fairly decent rendition of an AI drawing Chris Jericho. It's got the leather jacket, it's got the long blonde hair. You know, it's a little iffy on the face, but I kind of liked it. I thought that was pretty cool. Again, like PS1, like he's totally your antagonist in whatever game you're in. You can tell just looking at him with those sunglasses. This is Cenobite, Chris Jericho. In case you've ever been curious, what he would look like as a Cenobite, there you go. That can haunt your dreams like it did mine. But really what haunts my dreams is the AI tried to draw anime and utterly, completely failed. I guess this is a mask over a face or something, but I have no idea what I'm looking at here. Like, I'm just kind of like baffled. Good job. This is somehow scarier than the Cenobite. Nightmare Fuel, yeah. Speaking of Nightmare Fuel, I was like, man. Oh gosh. Thank you, Ninja Weasel, for sharing that information with us. Character limits, yeah. But speaking of Nightmare Fuel, I was like, boy, wouldn't trail cam footage of David Hasselhoff be really funny? Wouldn't that be really funny? And I pretty much got it. Like, he's kind of like Nightmare Hasselhoff, but there's zombie Hasselhoff, and I guess this is like something he's killed Hasselhoff right here. Like he's just murdered that thing. Not sure. This deer seems to. I don't know if that's his tail or if there's like a second head growing here or what, but you know, just if you want something to haunt your dreams, just go look up DAL-E or DAL-E and have it generate like something for you to look at, because it just turns out just things that you don't want to see. This was the funniest one though. Dash cam footage of Mario. So apparently this is how you play Mario Kart 8. Like this is my guess. You got cars, you got Mario. Like here, we're just totally running this Mario blob down right there. Sucks to be him. Over here, he's totally just been hit. He's going over the hood. We got 2-for-1 Marios, except this one is also somehow a squirrel. Talk about nightmare material. Not quite sure exactly what's happening here. That might be Knuckles instead of Mario, for all I can tell. And somebody must have just activated their Bullet Bill over here, because there's just a blur in the cart on the horizon. I don't think Six found this as funny as I did, because I found it pretty funny when it generated this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, they're always playing Mario Kart 8. Let me show this to them. And it was just like crickets. I don't think people have a sense of humor compatible with mine very often. This was actually for Takahashi Tice. I said Tice. Takahashi Tiss. And because he's got this thing where he has like all this lore for a fictional restaurant that's actually like a gateway to hell called Cooters and stuff. And everybody's orange and white is like their colors. And well, the AI doesn't know what his restaurant is, but it does know what this particular restaurant is. So I was like, yeah, let me try this. And, some of it kind of turned out like really funky. Like, I don't know what's going on down here. We've got like a vortex, like space is splitting. I think somebody's just been cut in half right here in the middle. Absolutely wild. But, I imagine if you like go there and you're really high, this is what it looks like. I've never actually been to one of those. This was just for lulz, And I'm really happy with the way Todd Howard turned out here in the upper left. Like, it actually did a really good rendition of Todd Howard. This is more like Morrowind Todd Howard over here than Skyrim. And I guess he's wearing some kind of crazy Daedric like face or whatever on this one. Like, it's totally wild. Look, it even tried to put in like a nav bar or something down here. It's crazy. Look, 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 look. It's thrown health bars in. This AI that these people wrote, it has digested too much information. It knows too much. Absolutely. But I thought Todd Howard was like, that first one was just like spot on. Absolutely what I wanted to see from this AI when I typed that inquiry in. Charles Xavier. Hooters is okay. Rushing up side. The wings are middling decent. Like a lot of sauces. There's other good stuff. Hey, I'll take your word for it. Maybe take me to one day. But this one was a hoot. Charles Xavier in Dragon Ball Z. And if I had to like guess like what he would look like in Dragon Ball Z, it's this. Like somehow the AI pulled this right out of my mind and put it on page for me. It was too cool. Some of the other ones are okay. Like this one, like that's kind of a weird style to draw him in, but like it fits. Here he is in Saiyan armor, which is really funny. And I guess he's a Namek here or something, or he's like fusion dancing with himself. I'm not really sure. A little weird. But I thought that one was kind of fun. You might have seen this one because my tweet was something like, can we get USAGI? We have USAGI at home. And then USAGI at home, colon, and this. Rabbit with a knife. Not quite what I might have been expecting. But look here. He's like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Somebody else is holding that knife. This rabbit's about to get whacked. This is some chef. Look, the rabbit's like so happy. He's over here like, oh man, I found some delicious food. Like this is like a chunk of turnip or something. This rabbit's like, oh man, I'm gonna get some turnip. And then the chef is stepping out of the shadows from behind him, getting ready to whack him. Bro, that's dark. That's seriously dark. Wait, he's like a fishing rod, like a lure with the knife. Is this rabbit suicidal? He wants somebody to come butcher him? That's what's going on? This one, on the other hand, this is strong USAGI like energy right here. This rabbit is gonna murk you. Like, there's no chance about it. Look at him. You're dead. That rabbit's after you. I was trying to find something I could like use to tease Game Hunter with this one, and it just turned out absolutely nothing. I think this AI is a little knife on a rope, old Shaolin weapon. Well, there we go. There we go. It's a kung fu rabbit. So yeah, I was gonna like try to find something here I could tease Game Hunter with, and instead, this AI was just completely racist. Although with some VTubers that I've seen, like one of these, okay, probably not those two. Or this one. Man, they're all missing their eyes. That's really freaky. That's really freaky. I didn't really notice that until now. Oh man, that's wild. Oh man, we got an Ethereal Dragon. Hello, Ethereal Dragon. Then earlier today on his stream on Twitch, Brian Ball ended up watching Zerum 2 for some reason, which I'd never seen the movie. I'd seen part of Zerum 1, but not Zerum 2. Not to be confused with the excellent anime, by the way. And I was like, oh man, I wonder if I can get like the AI to generate a picture of Zerum eating a hamburger. And instead, we just got a lot of these things where people were shoving hamburgers into their noses. Like, I'm not sure what's up with this. Like, this dude here, like his hand is turning into a hamburger here, and this hand is a hamburger snake, and it's biting his nose, and his face is like falling off. This guy's just shoving a burger into his eye. Like, that's just really weird. At least this guy's like actually eating a hamburger. He's got that going for him. But this dude, like, he bit into the void of space or something, and it's just like distorting him. You jump out of your, hey, that's fine. And then here, this guy is just shoving the hamburger in his nose because his mouth is apparently full of hamburger. Who knew? It's so weird. This is what I'm really proud of, though. Not that I'm big into Starbucks. The coffee's okay, but it costs about 10 times what it should. But I found the next Marvel comic book crossover. They need to pay me to come up with these ideas for them. Like, it literally generated itself. I was just like, boy, wouldn't it be real Cthulhu's work? Yeah, wouldn't it be really funny to see Doctor Doom drinking a Starbucks? Doombucks was great. Oh, I like that term. Here, let's click that now that my hands are free. This though, like this is my proudest handiwork. Like right here, like I'm not quite sure what kind of pose he's in, but then that Starbucks is just in front of him. Over here, he's holding that Starbucks up like Doom recommends that you get your daily caffeine. Over here, Doom has become the Starbucks logo. I love this. This is the best thing that I have made that AI spit out yet. Like Dr. Doom as the Starbucks logo. It's superb. It's absolutely A plus fantastic. I'm here for it all day. And I also kind of liked how this turned out, like as some sort of redesign of Doom's helmet. Like it looks kind of cool. Like minus all the Starbucksy stuff, I think this one just looks kind of cool. And this is like Doctor Doom as turned into like a piece of art, like graffiti done by somebody. Like this is MF Doom as Doctor Doom getting ready to drop some sick verses before he dies. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. He's kind of doing that here too. Like he's clearly like about to like start dropping like some F bombs or something here. You know, he was gonna make fun of your stupid face tattoos. Then he realized he's got a stupid face tattoo. Like that's what's going on there. What else I got in here? Oh, is that the last one? That was apparently the last one I generated and saved. Okay. Let me clean up these open Chrome tabs here. Let's see. We don't need that. We don't need that. Oh, Ethereal Dragon. You might want to go back 15 minutes ago or something at some point and just look at the bit where I'm like trying to compare the old Last of Us with the remastered version, and me and Ninja Weasel are both like, "Hey, I can't tell the difference. The old one looks better." Like it was either I can't tell the difference or the old one looks better than the new one. Oh, the sequel, Hip Hop Venti Mocha. Oh, I love it. I love it. I'm gonna hold on. I'm getting me a screenshot of that, and I'm gonna like go tweet that. Let's see. Here we go. Latest. Click over here. Let's quote. Oh, let me just like make a new tweet entirely. Look what you guys are missing out on in this stream. It's okay to be jealous. There we go. Boom. Tweet. Done. And all I really got left is some drama stuff. So let's get that going here. That way people get my official statement on the drama situation. And I picked this particular thread about this because number one, I didn't want to like sit down and like EFAP. I don't know how many hours. We have to be up to like 100 hours on this topic. So short version of this. Short version of this. There's this guy named Comic Book Hut, who is. Can you say Spurg on YouTube? Like, is that cool? That's probably not cool. I probably just got like completely demonetized and I'm getting banned. So I won't say that. Just pretend I didn't say that. There is this person on YouTube called Comic Book Hut. I can't say his name right. Comic Book Hut. And I'm sure Ethereal Dragon knows who he is. And he was like, "Oh no, Douglas Ernst, creator of Soul Finder, has been sending me videos or video clips from other people, and then I've been making rant videos about it." Which, to be fair, I like making rant videos too. If anybody's out there, you don't have to like secretly send me like things to rant about, like to my email or whatever. You just like tag me on Twitter or whatever, and there's a non-zero chance that if I think it's going to be funny, I'll go rant about it. Difference is, Comic Book Hut was not trying to be funny. He was like apparently deadly serious about all this stuff. I've only watched like maybe 2 Hut videos, and that was because Brian Ball linked them to me as like, oh man, check this out. This is crazy type stuff. Um, you know, but I like drama when it's funny, not drama when it's actually serious and could impact like people's money, people's ability to eat, that kind of stuff. So anyway, that was going on, and so John De La Rose and Ethan Van Sciver like jumped on it and stuff, and they're doing what they do. I understand John because he's basically like he's a troll who can afford lawyers, which is a really dangerous thing. He's kind of funny most of the time. Uh, whatever. I'm not going to get into all that, but all this is going down, so it's making like Tim Lim, Mark Pellegrini's making them look bad by association with Doug. Plus, Tim has like some very vague, distant like drama of his own way back like 4 years ago, which I don't really remember the specifics of at this point. So they've been going at it for a couple of days now, and there's all this stuff. And where's Brian's tweet? Oh, it's down under this one. Brian's tweet's down here. Here we go. So all this stuff is going around, and honestly, it makes everybody look kind of bad. It makes everybody look kind of dumb. That's my opinion. And really, nobody, and I'm saying this as somebody who's commenting on this, nobody really needs to be commenting on this. Like, the people involved, and I shouldn't have said like right there, but the people involved should just go talk to each other. I think half these people like have each other's phone numbers, right? And dudes, like, I know none of you are going to watch this, but if one of you does, like, stop all the YouTube sniping at each other and just go talk it out. And I don't understand why. Yeah, you know more CG drama than I want to know. Dude, I've been like, it started up like almost as soon as I got in on this. Like, there's a dude named Gentleman33 who used to watch some of my videos. He also made videos here on YouTube and on BitChute. He was a really, really cool dude. Kind of had some art chops too. And I haven't heard from him in a while now. And I hope he's doing great. But he was like, hey, man, you got to check this out. And he linked me to some video. And I think it was like the video or a stream where Zach was talking about Alterna Comics. He was like reviewing Scrimshaw issue 3 or something. And I was like, oh man, that looks pretty cool. And that's how I got back into comics. So I've been around, like, and the stuff drama wise really seemed to like flare up kind of like spring 2018. That's when Mike S. Miller came in, did his poster. That's when the Mark Waid stuff with Zach kind of happened. That's when people were telling Brian Ball, like a little bit after that, hey, you need to break your contract with Antarctic Press because they didn't conclude their deal with Zach, like stuff like that. So I have seen a lot of iterations of this drama, and I have seen people go from being friends to enemies back to friends. It's basically like wrestling for comic book nerds at this point. And it's about as embarrassing as wrestling. And I say that as somebody who watches wrestling, and right now, I'm sitting here having missed AEW because I was watching Spy X Family. But I'm kind of like with Brian on this. Like, I think, and this goes for both sides. Like, I'm not calling one side or the other out because I don't know the reality of the situation here. I've met one half of these people in person, and they have done over the last couple of years nothing but treat me with kindness. On the other hand, I have been treated like kindly by John De La Rose. He sent me a book to review one time. We every now and then like tweet at each other and have a laugh. I try to do that with everybody. Like, I'm not saying like these people are like the only people I talk to or whatever, but I try to, anybody I'm interacting with, I try to have a good time with. So this whole mess, it just looks to me like the two groups either need to both shut up or they need to just chat it out and come to a handshake agreement and act like adults. Because everybody in here comes out looking at it. Comic Book Hut looks the worst. Like, if you got a dude who has been carrying, or if you're a dude and you've been carrying somebody's water for like 3 years, and then you suddenly turn, like snap and turn on them because of money, because your book isn't getting funded, like that just makes you look like a louse, dude. Like you do not come off looking good in that situation. Everybody else here just seems to be kind of reacting to the situation according to their natures. John likes to market via outrage. I'm not judging you, John. I've just seen what you do over the years. Tim Lim and them, they're trying to do like damage control, basically, and trying to like stay as vanilla as possible because they got burned by Ethan Van Sciver for politics stuff because they had the My Hero Macadamia book, which is pretty funny and has a lot of references in it, but it's mostly just kind of funny. And Ethan didn't like that, and he also doesn't seem to like the Bunny book either. Like I don't get like all the backstory because unlike some people, I haven't seen the DMs and I don't really want to see the DMs. Like, stop sharing DMs for starters. Stop it. That's just my opinion. Yeah, Brian's being an adult, which is kind of weird for him because me and Brian are usually the ones who sit back and we just laugh at drama and stuff. And we're both looking at this mess and we're just kind of like, we're like in his stream chat and it's just like, dude, this is a mess. And he's like, yeah, it's a mess. And I'm like, yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess. Bullet point 2, I think, is kind of the number one thing here. It doesn't concern anybody else that have beefs with each other, and they need to hopefully talk about it. And you know what? The thing is, in a month, this is all going to be forgotten, except that it'll come back up like 3 months from now or 6 months from now when somebody needs to score some points or get back in the chat cycle or whatever. That's how do I put this? That's my cynical take. But really, I don't want to see any of these guys like yelling at each other or whatever. Like, just go have a phone call. And if you don't like each other, here's the crazy thing. If you don't like each other, it is okay to agree to disagree. It is okay to go, hey man, we're never going to get along. Let's try to stay out of each other's way. And I'm hoping, I don't expect any of these people to reconcile with each other at this point because this stuff has been simmering for years. But maybe they can get to that point and just agree that, you can coexist over there, we'll coexist over here, and, let bygones be bygones, water under the bridge. John did have a video. I checked it out before this, and it was like 10 minutes long, and I just kind of like clicked through to the point where, you know what? Hold on. Can we go look that up? I'll show it to you. Man, look, I am a complete hypocrite, Ninja Weasel. I freely admit to this fact. Stickergate was stupid, but boy, it was kind of funny. Here we go. Here's this is all I'm going to show off of John's video was just the DMs. So John, I'm just giving you credit for getting this DM from Mitch here. And Mitch is like, oh man, wild as salacious, and libelous fantasies by the time they hit Hut's YouTube. I've never even seen these videos. So I don't know what Hut's YouTube channel is like because I don't care. I don't want to be offensive, but I thought the Hut was kind of an idiot. All he did was rant about stupid stuff. Kind of like Vicky managing to peel the sticker off of one of the Ribbit coins. Like, who cares? Who really cares? I don't understand this drama. There's plenty of stuff to look at for most of these creators that are out there. Light books, bad books, that kind of stuff. Hold on, I'm going to cough. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I had to take a little drink. I've been yakking really loudly, and it was starting to take its toll on me. But Mitch is like, oh man, all this crazy stuff. You know what? I never saw this crazy stuff. If this stuff was really outrageous, if it was, like he says, particularly grotesque, that's stupid, man. I don't know why you would do that. There are lots of good things to take people to task for without resorting to libelous fantasies. That's crazy. Like Mitch Breitweiser, I like your art. I want to be absolutely clear. I like your art, dude. But, oh, hey, we're just sharing my screen. That means we don't have audio here. Hold on. We need audio. I got to share just the Chrome tab. Oh, well, I guess I should have kept this up for now. And then we could have switched in a second. But, oh, well. Neither here nor there. So, yeah. There's some crazy stuff here. And, John, you talked for 7 minutes. And, like, half of this video was an ad for your book, dude. Come on. Come on. You could have just, like, put this up and went, well, read it. That's the end of the video. And it would have been fine. Chrome tab. Here we go. This is the one I want. So we'll watch this. I kind of liked Red Rooster. You can say it was meh, but I thought Red Rooster was like 75% good, and then it kind of fizzled out. Like it lost something as the story went on. My main criticism of Red Rooster is that it was 2 years late, and that I could buy it in Walmart before the version that he created got to my hands. Like those are the two things that it is absolutely here. Two things that it's absolutely 100% okay, in my opinion, because those are indisputable facts. Red Rooster was super late. I understand his reasons for why it was super late. I get it. I know why Mitch did what he did. I comprehend it. I understand it. He took the money. He used it, that campaign as proof that, hey, my campaign made a lot of money here. This book's going to sell. Let's get it at Walmart. Like, I get it. And he had to build, like, infrastructure and stuff. But if he drawn 1 page a week, the book would have only been a year late. And I don't think that 1 page a week is a particularly onerous ask for a professional artist who's worked for Marvel and stuff. I don't think that's that big of an ask. He could have avoided a lot of pain just by doing that. But that's water under the bridge. That's drama from 3 years ago now. However, one thing that's really funny in all this drama is the day that Mitch decided to bang his head against the keyboard, and I couldn't help myself. I saw that and I'm like, this is funny. And so, Mitch, if you find this offensive, I apologize, dude. But you got to admit, like, if you're fair to yourself, you got to admit your reaction here was kind of funny. So I'm going to shut up and play the video.
When you put a book out on time, I'll be impressed.
Oh, actually, before I keep going, like, did you hear him talk? The whole, when you put a book out on time, I'll be impressed. Like, did you hear that? Is the audio coming through okay? Or do I need to, like, stop the share and reshare it to make the audio come up? Let me know if you heard that. 'Cause I'll be sitting here waiting until somebody says something. Oh, gosh. Oh, no. Nobody can hear anything. You can't even hear me, can you? The stream's over. The stream's dead. The stream has wrecked itself. Wow. Is there that much delay when I stream through StreamYard? Because if I was streaming through OBS, I mean, you can hear me, but did you hear the little, when he was talking?
What do I say? What do I flipping say? I can't make people happy.
Like, is any of this coming through?
Did you read my update? This is... I don't know how to impress people.
Okay.
I don't.
Brace yourself.
I hope Allegiance does well. A million comics is amazing. Thank you, sweetie. I'm going to bang my head against the keyboard for a while.
Ah, good times. I got such a kick out of like his headbanging that I had to do that. That's not actually the Gerbil Cannon song I wanted to put there, but I couldn't find "Fire at Will" and get that up there. Which I will never forget the day the Gerbil Cannon guy found some video where we were making fun of Gerbil Cannon and responded to it like, "Hey man, yeah, you can check out my music here." I'm just like, "What the hey?" Like, dude, seriously, like I'm glad that guy, I don't remember his name, but I'm glad that he had such a good humor about that. I ran into Gerbil Cannon on mp3.com in like the year 2000, and I was sitting in the computer center at my college, and my buddy Tim, uh, aka Flanger Man, aka Ice and X, he's got a whole bunch of like stage names, was sitting next to me, and I'm just like, dude, you got to hear this. So I had oh, was it a headset or earbuds? It was probably earbuds because they're portable. And I took the earbuds out of my ears. I'm like, dude, you got to listen to this. And he put them in, and I hit play. And then we both, there's other people in here. They're like trying to do real work. There's people in here like actually trying to be like, oh man, I'm doing my homework or whatever. And we're both just like cracking up so loud. I couldn't breathe. That's how crazy that was. Because every song by that dude, Gerbil Cannon, like it sounds basically like what you heard. But that particular one, Fire at Will, has these vocals in it that are like rat, 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 like the Martians from Mars Attacks. It's absolutely wild. So anyway, I just thought the Mitch Breitweiser banging his head on the keyboard combined with that was a very funny juxtaposition, and you will not change my mind about that. I think it's funny now. I think it's as funny now as it was 3 years ago when I made it. And if you don't like it, that's okay. You don't have to like it. I made that video 100% for me because it was funny. Which, if you've been hanging out here, on my stream a lot, hanging out with me, you will realize that a lot of the stuff that I do is basically for me. Like it's for an audience of one person because nobody else in the world is going to think it's funny. And that's okay. You got to know what you do and you got to like what you do. And that's where I'm at here. But this whole drama situation, I wish that everybody, like the people on both sides, would just man up, or maybe that's sexist. I wish they would people up and just go talk in private and come to an agreement. And after you come to the agreement, you stick with it and you learn to coexist. Like I got a lot of people who I'm not really into for various reasons. Oh man, some Ethereal Dragon popped in. Hold on, let me add you to the stream, brother. Come on in.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing okay. I was going to actually wind down the video a little bit, but if you want to chime in on something, man, go for it.
Yeah, this whole thing is just very childish, isn't it?
It really feels that way. Like it. I don't even know if childish is the right word. Like it's dumb.
Oh, try explaining it to somebody that doesn't even know what any of this shit is even.
Oh, you can't.
Yeah,
you absolutely can't. It's too convoluted. There's too many years of backstory.
I know. It's like I feel like I'm still missing 90% of the story, and I've been here, been around this shit for 4-ish years, maybe 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, about as long as me, I reckon. Because I got started like the end of 2017, like October or something. So that would be like 2.5 years now, maybe a little longer. Or I'm sorry, 4.5. God, these last 2 years don't count. They've just been this weird blur. They don't count at all.
Yes, COVID doesn't count. It's just one thing.
Boy. Yeah, I see it hurts because I kind of like the people on both sides, Like they've all treated me nicely, except I don't think I've had a direct interaction with Ethan Van Sciver. So I can't judge how he acts with people, except by his streams and stuff where he's just kind of like a blowhard,
Mm-hmm.
But like John has always interacted with me in a polite way, in kind of a fun way. He sent me a book to review one time. He's not the only person that's done that, you know, and I'm not saying like he bribed me with his Meta Man origin story or special or whatever it was, but you know, whatever. And then the whole iconic crew, like I met all of them and they all seemed pretty nice, especially
Oh, that's
Matt Weldon,
lucky.
dude. That dude was like way too quiet. Like he's like too nice, man. I think Matt Weldon is like going to turn into a serial killer one day. He's going to like kill people and then like draw on their bodies with their ink. Because dude can sketch. Have you met any of these guys?
No, the only one I've ever talked with has been, and not even that long, was JDA and Brian Ball.
Okay. Yeah, like I met all the iconic guys. I went down to Bell County Comic Con last year and met them. And there's a lot to that story I'm not going to go into. But,
Yeah.
you know, like Doug was really chill. He was very kind to me. You know, I talked to him about some stuff and he had some like good words for me. Mark Pellegrini was, how do I put it? Oh, hold on. I got to respond to this in the chat. Brian Ball and his sticker packs have ruined my life. I can't scream like in that video because it'll destroy my voice. But, you know, like Mark was pretty cool. Like they just wanted to like start handing me stuff. Like, oh man, we can't believe you came. Here, take this and this and this. And I was like, I begged out of most of it. But somehow Tim still talked me into taking a water bottle. I don't know how that happened. Which is really cool. Have I showed that to you?
I don't know.
Let me grab it. I got it on the top of my shelf here. I've never actually used it. But it's like a plain, I think this kind of bottle is called like a milk bottle. Let me, because it's got that kind of like shape, like an old school milk bottle. But there was somebody at the convention that actually was like, that made these and was selling them at their booth. And I never met that person. It's got like a little, the thing here is kind of like vinyl that's adhered to it. It's a little USAGI bottle. Like, it's cute. Because when Tim said he was going to give me a water bottle, I thought he meant like an actual bottle of water. So that's why I said yes. Little did I realize he was trying to give me swag. So he snuck that one in on me, even though I specifically was trying to turn down everything that they were trying to give me. But you know, Tim was nice.
But the question is, who was your waifu?
I don't have a waifu. I don't really believe in the concept.
Not even for funsies.
You know, if I here, my waifu is MD Geist. That's my waifu. So there you go. He and I will destroy the whole planet together, and then he'll kill me last. It'll be great. But I digress. So, you know, I met Tim. He was a little nervous, I guess, because it was like a big show and stuff, you know, like they had the big booth and all that, and he was trying to coordinate stuff. So I think he seemed a little nervous at first, or maybe just because he was like meeting somebody he talked to on the internet before. You never know how that's going to go. Mark was just trying to hand me comic books. And then I get over to Matt Weldon, who's sitting next to Tim. And Matt Weldon, like, I just watched him. He printed out like this Grey Hulk sketch in like 30 seconds. And it was amazing. It was like the best looking Grey Hulk you've seen on the sketch card. And he just like, his hand just went down. And then his hand came up and it was done. And then Tim colored it next door, which, since it was Grey Hulk, was real easy. You just color everything gray.
Yeah. Yeah, was it? Yeah, because if I remember correctly, that's the original version of the Hulk, correct?
Yeah, I think the Hulk in his like first couple appearances was gray, and then he became green. But you know, he became a different Gray Hulk later, which may or may not also be the same Gray Hulk as Mr. Fix. Hulk is stupid, like all the different forms. Like, just get angry, Bruce. Just get angry. Stop schisming your personality, bro. But, you know, he did that, and I was just like, hey, Matt, man, could you just like, you know, sign the inside of my Punchline trade paperback? I think that's what I took down there, was my trade that I got off of Kickstarter before I even knew who these guys were. I was just like, oh, this looks cool. Like, that was before the book went to print at AP. That was when the Kickstarter ran. And he's like, yeah, sure, man. let me just draw a little doodle in there. So I've got like a head sketch of Versima in there that he just did a little remark. Like, and all I wanted was him to like just scrawl, in block print letters, Matt or something. Like he didn't have to do anything more than that. And he's just like, "Gah." Sketch done. So I've met like all the people involved in this one side of this argument or this beef or whatever, and I'm on good terms with somebody on the other side, and I just hate to see them fight. Like I don't even care if the accusations are true. Actually, hold on. Let me make a controversial statement here. All right, I'm going to make a controversial statement. Doug Ernst, if you're watching this, the only thing I'm upset about is that you got caught because you trusted somebody like Comic Book Hut. I can't say his name. I keep saying Comic Boot Hut. I don't know why.
Oh, great. You're becoming Canadian.
Chill. No, Canada's not even real. Don't do this to me. I can't become a fictional person. No.
Well, look at you. Because you're a fictional person.
I'm a fractal, dang it. I'm a mathematical construct.
See? You're not even a living entity.
Better than being Canadian. Oh! Let's just say that when it comes to Canadians involved in comic books, I have not had very good experiences lately.
I'm trying to think of a Canadian. I think the only Canadian in comic books I really know of is frick, what's his name? Joe something. The one with that blue furry thing.
George Gatsis?
Yes.
He's Canadian? I didn't know that. I don't think I follow him on Twitter, but I see his stuff all the time anyway. I should probably follow him. So there's a lot of Canadians that make comic books, some of which I've interacted with before. Like, I kind of like make fun of Canada as a fictional place and say I've had bad experiences or whatever. But Blake Northcott, she used to pop on these streams once in a while and chat, which is kind of fine. Like not in the chat, but just like in the YouTube chat section. She popped in on a couple of these years ago. That was when she was doing Executive Assistant Iris. I guess it's probably the most recent volume. It's from like 2018. Really good miniseries, by the way. Chock full of awesome spy action. Great book. But she used to come on here and chat with me a little bit. So did John De La Rose a couple of times too, for that matter. But more recently there was the whole Stickergate thing, which if you don't know, the Niobe guy Larry is Canadian. So it was kind of somewhere like in the wake of Stickergate that I started saying Canada was fictional.
Wait a minute, but my mother's parents are from Canada.
Yeah, that's what you think. They're lying to you. They're probably from Maine or like the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and they're just too embarrassed to admit what state they're from. So they choose a fictional location instead.
Hey, don't make me bring a Canadian in here.
No such thing. I know they're lying if they come in and they say, I'm Canadian. Liars. That's all there is to it.
I mean, that would explain why he ran his Ghostbuster campaign in Canada. As opposed to me, because he got tired of running it, because he was running that in Dungeons and Dragons. I went the complete other direction. Florida.
Ah. Florida's an okay place. I lived in Florida for like a month.
The only time I've ever been to Florida is when I went to Disney World or Universal Studios.
Man, when I lived in Florida for that month, we did go to Universal Studios, and that was amazing. The Back to the Future ride was a ton of fun. And when we lined up for it the first time, oh no, Ninja Weasel's threatening me. He's got to stop this anti-Canada slander. Rush? Dude, I don't like Rush. Sorry. But you do got me with...
though.
You got me with Abdominal, though.
Canadian band.
I mean, Rush is okay. Some prog rock grates on me, and Rush's prog rock grates on me. That's just kind of my beef. But he does get me with Abdominal because 3 Feet Deep, A+ song. Absolutely, it's a banger. Bonus prize, hamster. That's going out to you, Ninja Weasel, right there. Yeah. So, I don't want to see any of these people like fighting. I wish they could just like talk it out. Maybe it's too far gone. Maybe they can't talk it out anymore. And if so, that kind of sucks. Dude, are you okay over there? Your mic is like
Oh, it's the show.
no, there's like do you have a fan blowing on or something?
It stopped, but I think that's that sound.
No, I hear the squeaking. There was like a fluttering
It's-
kind of noise.
I think it's the show I'm sitting on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Kind of
that-
wild. Nope. No, I mean I heard that sound, but that wasn't it. It was like your mic was like popping static and then unpopping it back and forth real quick. It was kind of weird. That's why I thought it was maybe a fan blowing.
Well, the AC did turn off a minute ago. Maybe that was
whatever.
worth it.
It's fine. It's not really annoying. It was just kind of like, oh man, I hope you're okay, and you didn't like your microphone didn't explode or something. So I was trying to get 6F Sire. So I'm sure you've seen on my Discord, and maybe if you've popped on our Monday Twitch streams, because he was like rebuilding his computer, and he kind of forgot that when you get a much bigger or more powerful graphics card, you need a bigger power supply. So the fan and his power supply burned out trying to keep things cool. So I was trying to get him on here because I was going to make fun of him and make him talk about that, put him on public display and ridicule. But they're watching some movie on his Discord server right now. So he was being lame. So a convenient excuse to avoid being ridiculed, I guess. So what you got going on? You doing anything cool lately?
Not really, just gaming.
You playing anything cool?
Dungeons and Dragons 2nd Edition. Then the base Dungeons and Dragons. Running Ghostbusters. My Dungeon Master for 2E completely railroaded the game session.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really do tabletop gaming anymore.
Yeah, I'm trying to get him to get on, but
Yep. Let's see. What have I been doing lately? Oh, I picked up a game I played a couple years ago again. It's a twin stick shooter, Assault Android Cactus. Because one of my quests in life is to get a perfect score. Or not score. The scoring system in that game is weird, but like a perfect ranking on every stage. And I've done it all except for the last 2 boss fights at the end of the game. But I picked that back up again, and I was streaming that the other day because I was like, got to get back into practice, Man, that game is hard on my thumbs. Because you just spend the whole time like mashing as hard as you can on the joysticks and praying. Please work, please work, please work. And then you miss an enemy. And it's like, oh, well, looks like I got to go play the last 3 minutes of my life all over again. But the stage I got stuck on was the boss fight right before the final boss. And it's rough because you're fighting a character that's like you, that doesn't just die when they get hit. And you have to actually keep fighting her. There's a time. So the game has a soft timer on it. So, instead of like it's just a clock that counts down, you actually have like a battery that runs down. And as you defeat enemies, batteries drop. And so fighting that boss, she's just like your character. So she collects batteries too to keep going. And so you have to get the batteries before she does. Because if she gets the batteries before you do, you are not a battery and lose. So it's a very different challenge from everything else in the dang game. And I absolutely cannot S+, like get the maximum ranking on that stage. It's brutal. I think after I finish her off and I go fight the last boss, it's actually going to be a lot easier to get the perfect score on him. But that's my life right there. Yeah, I've only got 3 achievements left on that game, and one of them is like getting a perfect ranking on everything. It's a fun little shooter, and it's not that expensive either. It's like I think it was on sale the other day for like $10, and apparently I've gotten 37 hours out of it, which is like 25 cents per hour, which is a really good deal for entertainment value.
Better than the overpricedness of movie tickets.
Movie tickets, or like equivalently, or maybe even worse than movie tickets, comic books. Let's pay $5 for 10 to 15 minutes of joy. That's a really bad value proposition. At least with a movie ticket, you're paying like $20 to get in, and you get like 2 hours out of it.
Okay, yeah, I brought in somebody.
Oh, hey, sure. Hi, I've never met you. How's it going?
Hi, yeah, I'm Orc War Chief Review. Hello, my green skins. If there's anyone in the void out there,
Ninja Weasel in the audience. I think he might identify that way. At
I
least
see.
sometimes.
So I was called because someone is a disbeliever of Canada, and then you talked about movie tickets. So apparently, I have two things to complain about.
Great. Yeah. Tell me all about your fictional country.
Well, it's a fictional country that burned down your country's White House. So yeah, there's that.
Can you do it again?
Surprisingly, I think so. The sad thing is, yes.
Great. Let me know when that is, so I can place bets on it happening and make some money out of the deal. I'm being very American here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is my 2E Dungeons and Dragons master.
Right on.
I'm also a reviewer on. I'm doing Orc War Chief reviews on YouTube, and I'm also the history troll on Twitter right now. So, having all sorts of fun.
There are a lot of history trolls on Twitter.
Yeah, I know, but I'm having more fun with the. I went on this thing for this one little thing on Twitter, and I was listening in, and the woman's like, "Can we talk about how Zeus is a rapist?" And I went, "What? What?" It's like I spit out my coffee when I heard that. I was like, "What the hell am I listening to?" And she went off on this big spew, so I've been making it a point to incorporate. No. First of all, Zeus is not that type of person. Zeus, in actuality, is a Giga Chad. He's the god of Chads, if you believe, the stories. So that's the truth of Zeus. And now I've been making fun of everyone's favorite new god, Odin, by calling him emo.
Oh, man, you shouldn't say that in front of Ninja Weasel.
Ninja Weedle, Odin's an emo.
Ninja, you should click the link that I put on the Discord server and come in here, and I want you two to argue with each other. Come on. I know you're in a hospital, but they're not hospital. I know you're in a hotel room right now, and you have crappy hotel internet, but you can probably handle this. You'll just have to close the actual stream, and then you can argue, and I can sit back and something. I don't know, but somehow it will benefit me.
Zeus is the Chad of the gods. Okay, he's up there with technically Zhao Wao, I believe his name is, the god, the Chinese. He's also known as Son Goku. For those that don't know, it's the Monkey King. That guy's a Chad. That guy's a player and then some. But Zeus is up there. And then you got there's several other gods I can think of that are found in Chinese folklore and Japanese. Well, Japanese folklore, everyone's a player in Japanese folklore.
Is it because the freaking goddess of the sun reveals her tits?
First of all, that's not true. It's not the goddess of the sun that reveals her tits. It's the goddess of dance and festival that reveals her tits. It's been a while. My Japanese folklore and legends and mythos is a little blurry, but she, the goddess of dance, Amaterasu, the god. I think it's either Amaterasu or I can't remember her name now. It's one of the two. She went and hid in a mountain, And all the gods needed her to come out because she's the sun god. You know, we need that sun. So one of the female gods decided to jump on a barrel and start dancing because she's the god of dance and festivals. And nothing's happening. So she decides to get all the gods' attention by flashing her boobies. And all the gods started going crazy, hooting and hollering, screaming, woo, you go. You know, everyone was falling over because there's this beautiful titty sitting in front of them.
It seems legit.
Yeah, like, gotta love that. And so, what was that?
Ninja Rizzo is being a little worse. He doesn't want to come on.
Ooh.
Oh, that's okay.
It's also probably about time for him to go to bed, too, because it's probably midnight where he is.
You know, like I said, but, you know, Odin is an emo. Like, you know, he is the god that decided to hang himself on a tree for a number of years. That's why he's an emo. Like, okay, here's the question. Do you think Odin was listening to Linkin Park when he was listening, like that entire lifespan that he had himself hanging on a tree? Like, crying in my skin. That's what he was listening to all night. That's what he was saying. So he was, you know, that's Odin. You know, like, come on. Guy rips out his own eye for no reason, just rips out, oh, I'm going to get more knowledge than I normally had. Well, okay, so he rips out his own eye. That's so fucking emo.
I know, you got 2 of them. You got a spare.
Yeah, well, you know, he rips out his own eye, gets this other eye of wisdom or something like that. But it's like, still, to rip out your own eye, like, I get what it is. Like, from a mythology standpoint, yeah, I understand what the Norse... See, the Greek gods are all about showing how they're flawed. You see, humans are bad, but gods also have their bad, you know, to show that we can stand on equal. The way a lot of the Norse gods are, it's about being superior. It's about standing up and, you know, kind of like rising to the occasion, rising to the battle, rising to the fight. You know, solving your problems in life, solving your problems in marriage. They're more life lessons, the Norse mythology. I find, anyway, for a lot of their stories are very, very rising up to the occasion.
And don't trust mistletoe.
Mm-hmm.
If your name's Balder.
If your name's Balder. Well, you know, their arrogance, and that is actually what, you know, it's interesting for both mythos. Actually, a lot of mythos, mythology. I'm calling it mythos. I apologize. A lot of mythology seems to have the same mentality. It's usually pride cometh before the fall. That seems to be the general gist of all gods. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's actually great. You know, they show that their fuck-ups are doing that. Like Zeus going around being the player he is, you know, knocked up a lot of women, but we can also say he did a lot to the world that, you know, it was his fooling around that literally created the pantheon that expanded past him. It was him fooling around that, you know, got rid of tyrants and evil kings and lords and all these other things. So it's like, can you really hate him for what he did? And this is something I've also noticed in the mythologies when I've done some research on the gods as a whole, and because I'm a hardcore DM, like I've been doing it for a long time, and I've learned one thing: it's never suggested he forced. It's either suggested they kind of, you know, Zeus pulls that, you know, what every teenage boy pulls. Will you sleep with me? Will you sleep with me? Will you be with me? Will you date me? Will you date me? Well, how about now? How about now? How about now? How about now? Guys do that.
Yeah, but most guys don't turn into a goose and somehow like make it after that point.
Hey. She turned into a goose first. You got to make yourself look. You got to make yourself look presentable.
All right, what about the shimmering shower of gold, though? That's surely not a euphemism.
No, that was a shimmering shower of gold. It's not what you think. That's kind of Hey, you know what? Like I said on my tweet, Zeus is just sitting back and admiring his creations. And what man does not admire his own creations?
No, yeah, because isn't Hercules like descended from Zeus 3 times?
No, once. I think that was the snake.
No,
I can't
because
remember.
Hercules. Okay,
Okay,
like,
there's
Marvel-
two. There's two ways it works. There's Hercules, if I'm trying to remember exactly, because there's multiple Hercules legends. There's one where his wife slept with him as a serpent. There's one where he slept. There's a straight sex. There's one where he actually comes from Zeus's big toe, if I remember correctly. And then there's one where he suckles on Hera's titties as like a way to get superpowers.
Okay, that was actually the what? Estrokins?
I can't remember. You literally
Yeah, it was
you're
like
talking.
someplace in Italy. Actually, well, that is that one you're thinking of.
Yeah, there are 12. There are like 12 different mythologies. Like if you really want to get into mythos, it's the way mythos are. Like there's I keep calling it mythology. I'm so used to talking about defending H.P. Lovecraft at this point. Everything's become mythos now. So, but no, I honestly, I would say a comic for $5. My other thing to you is a comic for $5. That's worth it. Considering the fact that, me and Dragon and other people are trying to get a comic together, cough, 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 hopefully Kickstarter soon, cough, cough, cough. So, 15 minutes is fun. It's worth it. We're hoping to make money so we can get an issue 2 out, cough, 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 because this one's pretty much everyone doing free work because we're trying to make our bones on our first comic. So the first issue is going to be $4. We're hoping to get the second issues when we're hoping that the money we make on the first issue will put towards a second, third, fourth, and we can build the series up. So, gotcha. Yeah, but it's like I still love comics to this day. Like I still read the occasional comic. I don't read anything from the mainstream anymore because the mainstream has gotten insane compared to what. Like, this is saying something. When Supergirl has sex with a horse, of course, and Wasp gets turned into a chicken to giblets by a hungry blob who gets his head bitten off by freaking Ant-Man.
Thank you, Marvel Comics.
Like I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Give me the Marvel, the Ultimate Universe.
Like Ultimate Avengers 20 years ago. That's like the blob thing's like really old news at this point.
Yeah, I know. Well, the Ultimate Universe is so fucked up.
That's literally how far back I have to go. I think I had the weirdness when I saw like the Unstoppable Wasp get captured in a freaking glass jar.
That's pretty good.
Like I felt so bad for the character because it's such a good like to have a new character, to create a new kids version of the Avengers, something that builds up to something is a great idea. Also, I really was pissed off at the Miles Morales. The character started off kind of this nice, easy-go-lucky kid, and then he just rips on Cyclops, like young Cyclops, that entire time. And, young Cyclops has to deal with the fact that, old Cyclops snapped, went insane with power, and decided to wipe out a huge population of people, including his own mentor, the guy he considered his own father, Professor Xavier. That's a rough day.
Yeah, he definitely did not handle his portion of the Phoenix Force well.
Oh man, you're talking about like kid Cyclops. Hold on. I'm going to explain the X-Men's Extinction event from 2019, right before the House of X stuff happened.
Oh, I already heard about this stuff, and it's awful. But go right fucking ahead, because I'm going to sit here and go, oh god. Go ahead.
All right. So you've got like the original 5 X-Men transported through time into the future or into the present, and they're all still living at the mansion at this point because they haven't gotten really weird yet.
Mm-hmm.
There's no Krakoa and all that kind of crazy stuff yet.
Yeah.
So Extinction is the story. It
Wait,
takes place
wait. You mean Genosha 7?
No.
No, Krakoa, Genosha 7.
Oh yeah, whatever.
Go ahead.
The stupid man that's an island. Whatever. I don't care.
Okay. We'll get to that.
Wait, is that the island that the original X-Men guy had to be rescued from?
Okay. Genosha. Okay. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I got Genosha has started off as something that was in the comics when the Sentinel program was on Genosha. Then the mutants took over. Then Magneto took over. Then they got nuked. Then some other. I think they got Asteroid M. I believe was after that, and then they had a space satellite. I don't know what that one was called. And then mutants have created their own place multiple fucking times, only to have it blow up. It's kind of funny, but go ahead with Krakoa and the new stupid.
Well, we're not going to get to Krakoa because that's after the stupid I'm talking about. This is the stupid that made me stop reading X-Men books.
Oh, the moon base or the gay Iceman?
Neither. Well, I mean, the Iceman thing was like right before this. So I'm coming right off of reading the Cable series from a couple years ago, which actually it was too slowly paced, but it was actually some really good stuff because it was all about Cable being stalked by basically the technovirus disease, like it overrun like his best friend when he was a kid in the future, and so that being was stalking him through time. And so it was all kind of like a thing horror story, and he's like bouncing around through different time periods and stuff, stalking it as it's stalking him, and along the way he reconciles with his daughter. He overcomes like his fear of that creature because that creature represents what he could become and stuff. It was actually a really great growth moment for the character of Cable. And it ended on this really high note because he got back together with his daughter. They're like, hey, let's try actually being a family instead of two people that sometimes murder other people together.
And I assume you're talking about Hope?
Yeah, whatever her name is, Hope Summers. Yeah. So we're coming off of that. All right. So that's very hopeful, very good. It's actually kind of like an uplifting story, which in modern comic books is a really rare thing.
That's saying something.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So we get there, and Extinction, issue 1. The story is all about how a younger Cable from the future has decided that his older self is no longer Cable enough to really be Cable. And so Kid Cable kills Cable and undoes all that stuff from the Cable miniseries. He fights with Ahab, who has decided to time travel from the 22nd century or whenever Ahab lives, back into like the present day to also kidnap the original 5 X-Men. And because he wants to turn them into hounds, because that's what Ahab does. And not only that, but Ahab prior to that had sent like 2 like 10-year-old mutants back into the past so that the X-Men would rescue them. And these mutants are psychics, but they're psychics that are so powerful that they can go muck around in other people's minds without, the 27 psychics on the X-Men having any clue that their minds are being mucked around with.
Yeah, which is bullshit.
Yeah. You're telling me Charles Xavier doesn't notice that there's these 2 little psychic kids, one of which is like compressing 1,000 years of torture to turn people into hounds in an instant, like sitting next to him, and the other one is using his empathy to keep those other mutants from noticing what they're doing. Like, you're telling me that like Charles Xavier or one of what they had like 2 Jean Greys at that point, I think.
Okay. You know what makes that really funny? This is deep cut Marvel lore for those that don't know. Xavier's X gene is so pronounced that his genetic code is actually fucking multiple things. In other words, like its line is quadruple the size of the average genetic code. His psychic powers are so powerful that they've legitimately changed his genetic structure. He actually doesn't need a fucking body. He hasn't realized it yet, but he's never needed an actual psychic body. Like, doesn't need a real body. He's that psychically powerful. There's multiple times when he's traveled through time, space. How can anybody, like, you can't do that through normal psychic means, according to the Marvel lore.
Yeah.
He's that powerful.
And so these 2 New characters who were just introduced are powerful enough that they're sneaking around, turning all the X-Men into hounds, just waiting for Ahab to show up to trigger them so that they can all murder the other X-Men.
Mhm.
So that's basically the story: is Kid Cable kills Cable, Ahab shows up, has psychics turn all the other X-Men into hounds so that they can then fight in like 27 different places simultaneously. Because there's like the underwater lab that somebody had, there's the mansion, and there's like 3 other places where they're battling.
Mhm.
And it's all just like complete nonsense because none of it could have really happened to begin with. Because how many psychics are in the X-Men?
Yeah, there's like 9, I think.
At
that
least. I mean, you
And
got
there's
Charles,
2
Jean Grey, Psylocke, who's kind of psychic, you know?
No,
Cable's
she is.
psychic.
She is psychic. No, there's even a character, if I remember correctly, in the X-Men. I can't remember the character's name. He has really no abilities other than the fact that he can't be reacted or affected by any form of psychics. Like no psychic. You can't do anything to him. You can't knock him out psychically. You can't he can't be affected by normal means of certain stuff. I remember him, and I vaguely remember that character being like he's extremely broken against psychics, but he also has this. He's also like, you know, an average person every other fucking which way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like at that point, how do you stop that? No, it's I stopped caring after Gay Iron Man made me so. I mean, sorry, Gay Iceman. Although there's going to be a Gay Iron Man. Wait. Made me so goddamn fucking angry because they took a character that actually was a cool character, a fun character. I would consider him up there with Gambit as one of my favorite characters. At Gambit, Wolverine, Iceman. These characters were fun. They were enjoyable, and they weren't completely insane like Deadpool. Or Deadpool. I keep getting those 2 mixed up. I was fine with that. That made me hate Marvel Comics. I read that arc, and then I read the Unstoppable Wasp, and I thought to myself, "Wow, why?" Like the only thing I could think about the Unstoppable Wasp was that scene where Wasp and what's her face there, Wanda, and all them were sleeping in the same bed. I'm like, you know, those are young adults. That would be weird. If she was like 12, I could understand. Maybe 10, I could get it. But when you have a 16-year-old, 2 16-year-olds, and a college student sleeping together, that's weird, right? Like, am I the only one that thinks that's weird?
No.
Hey, I'm not judging.
I'm not judging. Well, I am judging, but that's just because it's weird. When I saw that, I was like, okay, I'm done. And then I hear what they're. Then I just kind of stepped back, and I let guys like. Not just I like guys similar to Just Some Guy and a couple other people kind of give me what's coming up, like other YouTubers kind of give me some information here and there. And I would look up occasionally what's coming out in the comics through certain sites. But when I really, really stopped was when I saw what happened with the female Furies. That pissed me off so much.
That miniseries that they had that was just about them.
I have never been so angry in my life. At that point I was like, I hated that person who wrote that. I hope she never gets another job again. That's how much I hated her. Like it's up there with it's close to Doctor Who with me because I was a big Kirby fan. And I loved the New Gods. I thought that was such a cool idea. Here's this brand new, like he's literally creating a brand new deification. And it's kind of a neat idea. Some of the ideas they had, everything they did was so cool. And to see Deathseed or Deathside or Darkside or Deathstroke, whatever he wants to call himself nowadays, they keep changing his name, I've noticed. To see him run from his own planet. Again, that is part of him. That's a living essence of that person, that thing. It's, you know, you can't really call him anything. He's basically a thing. He's, I think he's one of the aspects, if I remember correctly. There's like so many aspects in the universe, and he's one of them. So it's just like to do that to the character. I'm just like, fuck off. Just no. Just no, go away. You suck. Like, I can't believe they did that. I was done. I had just given up on comics, and I've only focused to animated TV, animated movies and stuff. The 52 ended. The new 52 ended poorly with the last John Constantine movie. But Michael Chiklis as Deathstroke, I am not hating that one. That one was done pretty good. The animation looks like shit. It doesn't look better. But that one wasn't bad. Gods and Monsters was amazing. I think that's actually up there with one of the best animated DC movies of all time.
Is that the alternate reality one where Batman's a vampire, but it's not Bruce?
Yeah, no, it's Bruce Wayne is actually somebody else in that one. Superman's actually half Mexican, which is really kind of amusing.
No. I thought it was like Zod actually used his DNA to make Kal-El.
Yeah, he did. This was the one. But what made it funny is that he actually got in through immigration, so he was a Mexican immigrant, which was kind of funny. I like that. That was kind of an interesting idea. That back then was interesting. Now I hate it. But back then I'm like, yeah, okay, you got my attention. So no, that's like there's some good stuff. Like they did some good stuff. The DC movie lineups have been good. The Marvels have been hit and miss. I think the last one they did was was that Punisher Scarlet Witch? Or no, Punisher Black Widow was the last movie I think I saw that Marvel did. They did have you ever heard of the Marvel Anime Collection?
Yes.
Yeah. They did the last movie I think I remember they did was Punisher Black Widow, which wasn't bad. And I'm super excited to see what they do with the Miles Morales with that new Spider-Man movie that's coming out. Because they're really, I wonder if we're going to get what's going to happen there. Are they actually going to go with the comic book idea originally?
Probably not.
Well, I wouldn't mind seeing Ninja Spider-Man.
No. Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, yeah. Oh, there's also the fucking. They brought Jet Jaguar into the comp, like, so I wonder if we'll see Jet Jaguar because they went crazy with it for a while. They did some insane shit for the Spider-Verse stuff, which is a stupid idea. Does that mean there's a Wolverine verse?
I hope not.
Well, if there is, he is gay. And he married Hercules, if that's the Wolverine verse. I like that version. You know what? I don't care. It's one of the few times I actually liked an alteration. And it's rare for me to say that. You rarely hear me say I like that version, just because that's just hysterical. You guys are like, God, quiet.
But you were just going, and I'm just like, I'm letting you go, man. No, I haven't really kept up with the Marvel animated movies so much. I've only seen like some of the stuff they did. Gosh, almost 20 years ago now. Like that. There was that Doctor Strange animated movie from like 2004 or something like that.
That wasn't bad.
Yeah,
And there was like an Ultimate Avengers one from like right before that too. I've seen that one, but I haven't really seen much of the more recent ones.
They also did one where it's still children.
Oh yeah, the Avenger Kids.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, because it was Captain America and Black Widow's son, Black Panther and Storm's son.
Oh, kind of like Young Avengers, the way Young Avengers should have been instead of what they actually did in the comics.
The Prims had a. Did the Prims have a girl or boy?
Boy, I think.
Oh, Thor and Sif had a daughter.
Yeah.
Although she used a sword instead of a hammer.
I'm a little annoyed by that. Does anybody else feel that like Thor Thor should have hooked up with Enchantress? I mean, that was her entire story arc, was trying to get with, to get in Thor's pants.
Yeah, but that would go against the whole what actually happened, since it's Thor and Sif, and they have
Hey, he's had a lot. No. He's had a lot of relationships on the side. Thor in the Marvel comics is a player.
But you wouldn't know how he is at times.
No, he is. Like, he's had quite a few women. He's not it's not like he's a bad character, but it's just like, no, he was a player over the years.
Okay, besides Sif and Jane Foster, who was there?
There's some indications of a couple characters I remember. I'd have to look it up, but I don't want to be trying to Google something on my phone when how finicky she is when I play on a live stream. So there's been a couple of them. I can't remember exactly, but no, he's had some relationships.
I mean, he and Storm were kind of like implied to be a thing for a while.
Yeah, and Storm's Storm, man. Damn.
Heck, right before when Loki wanted to make her the next replace Thor before, that was actually better. Like done.
I got nothing against Storm, man. She's always been like one of my favorite characters.
I think everybody likes Storm.
Yeah, she is my favorite field leader.
Whether it's Mohawk Storm or long-haired Storm, like they're both pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things that bugs me most about those X-Men movies was the fact that she does not get used properly.
Yeah, well, do they ever use her properly? Like, I mean, she is literally, a god. She's Omega level power. It's like, see, that's the one thing I always hated about this will always bug me about Marvel Comics as a whole, and comics in general. These characters are too godlike at some points. They get too OP'd. You're like, wow, I mean, this thing is just stupid how powerful this character is and that character is. It's like you want your superheroes to challenge, to fight, to get in a battle with something that's far beyond them, because it makes them look better. I don't like it when it's too OP'd like that, like just too much.
At least it's not Mary suing them like some characters.
Hey, you know what? Some of that was always funny. Like Squirrel Girl, before they
that was
turned
before to Ironheart.
Oh, Riri Ware Williams. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to write computer programming without AI. Why in a chase? What? And you're supposed to be a normal human, correct? You're not Moon Girl. You're not
Moon Girl.
Name the smartest person on the planet, Reed's daughter.
I forgot they put Moon Girl, like, and then there was that. What was that other one? They had that one that was the Tiger Girl, or the girl that had the bear, or I don't know. There's a couple of weird ones that they've created over the years. Didn't they do something for the video game too? The actual like. Did they create some superheroes for that as well? I know they don't get built.
Are you talking about the last X-Men game?
No, the last X-Men game, all those characters are dead.
Yes.
They actually murdered them, which I think is insulting, because I like those characters.
The one where you can make your own character?
No, well, you don't make your own character, technically. You get a character you get to play with. That's pretty much it. I thought it was fun. It wasn't perfect. Let's
It wasn't X-Men Legends.
Yeah. Hey, X-Men Legends was kind of crap, if you think. Well, mind you, I never got to play X-Men Legends because for some reason I kept getting the same crappy For some reason, my town got some dead carts, and so we got 3 consoles that did not have a working copy of X-Men Legends. So it was like, well, that's just
Wow.
fun. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Although I
X-Men
gotta
Le-
admit, like the last time I played an X-Men game was like whatever the Sega Genesis one was, and I was really bad at it.
There's 2 there.
I probably played them both, and I was really bad at them.
Mm.
Oh no, I take that back. I think I played the Capcom fighting game,
Oh,
Children of the Atom. I think I played that, so that would have been like '98 or something. And I actually played that in the arcade for like whatever 2 quarters got me. But
yeah. You gotta try the if you ever get a chance. The Super Nintendo has a good X-Men game. Really fucking sweet.
I really like the X-Men arcade machine.
Yeah, that was good too.
It's,
But
I played that actually only a couple of years ago. I was at the Galloping Ghost arcade in Chicago and played it there. Finally beat it with Infinite Continues, baby. Yeah.
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 Well, speaking of which, I might as well play
Do
it.
a remaster of the X-Men Legends, though.
I think I'll actually play the X-Men game when we're talking about it.
Yeah, because
Go for
X-Men
it.
Legend, the first one, it was too simplified. The second one, they just went overboard. It's like,
Yeah.
like you need like this move to get this move to get this move, blah blah blah. It's like,
Yeah.
and there's
Well,
like 10 types of damage.
Well, I still will say I love the excuse me. The Super Nintendo one is really good because it has some bitchin' music.
Is that the one with Cable?
No, that's the one with Gambit, Wolverine, Cyclops, Psylocke, and I think Beast. For some reason, oh yeah, there was Beast. I was not a fan of Beast in that one. Well, I think 18 Continues should cover it. Who should I play today? Should I play? You know what? Let's play Dazzler. You don't get to play Dazzler very often.
Hey, there
By
you go.
Yeah. If I could, I'd screenshot this, but I don't think I can.
The thing about Dazzler is the fact that the whole thing is just turning sound to delight.
No, her powers can be dangerous. They're just not exactly the most powerful. She's like Jubilee. She's not exactly super powerful. Well,
What
at
about
least
Vampire?
originally.
What about Vampire Jubilee?
I heard about that. God damn it.
Yep.
Why, Marvel? Why?
Look,
I
she got
do not-
depowered after M-Day.
Yeah.
So you got to do something with her, get her some powers back. So she got turned into a vampire for like a year, and then after that, I think she hung out with like the New Warriors for a couple of issues. And
Yeah.
she got like powered suit gauntlets or something at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I remember her being depressed after she got depowered.
I kind of, that's the one thing I'll always remember about Legends. I kind of liked was that one part where they have what's her face. They introduce Magma, which was a cool way to introduce a character. I never saw that before. Where the thing that that's the first introduction to me to Magma. I never knew who that character was in the franchise. So it was like, oh, that's kind of neat. And then they introduce her, and then I love what someone says. It's like, well, it looks like we're going to have more men on our website now, or more people on our website. When the character says, like, this guy, I thought that was funny. I'm like, okay, I like that.
Oh, did you know that they actually took footage from that game and made a music video using Captain Planet?
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
I've heard he's a hero.
I heard, they kind of did that with. There's one of the Macrosses in one of the Michael Jackson songs.
Oh, that's in Scream, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's in Scream, and I know Jet Set Gemini is in one of the. What was What was Gwen? No Doubt. That was the name of the band. What you got? There's actually quite a few shots of that game because one of the female characters is sitting there doing her dance, and she's one of the skater girls. I vaguely remember that because I had a friend of mine. We played Jet Set Gemini. I keep wanting to say Jet Set Gemini because I keep thinking of Jet Force Gemini. Jet Set Radio. That's what it was called. Jesus fuck. We haven't. I remember when it first came out, and I had a choice between an N64, a Sega, and a PlayStation. I am still kicking myself over the N64 buy. I was like, damn it! If I would have got the PlayStation first, I could have got the N64 for dirt fucking cheap at the time.
Yeah, a couple years later.
Yeah.
Man, I love my Dreamcast. That thing rocks.
I like Dreamcast too, but I don't think I'll ever buy one again. There's only a couple games. Like, the games are getting stupidly pricey now. You know what pisses me off? Resident Evil games have gotten dumb price tagging. Like, people are such pricks for that.
That's silly.
I know. So Resident Evil 2, if you're to try to get the GameCube version of Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3, I saw it go up to like I was getting my games for my GameCube because I wanted to get all the Resident Evil games for that. And the price tag was all over the place. Like, I was getting them for $40, and I got for under $130, I got every Resident Evil game at the time for the GameCube. Try doing that now. You're not going to have the same success I did with that. You're looking at some of those games have just skyrocketed in price, and that's just not cool. I wish people would stop gouging fans and people. Like, Jesus hell.
Yeah, retro prices are insane. It's like I look at this stuff, and where was I? Oh, I was at a convention. I was looking at I forget what game, and I'm just like, $350 for the bear Kart. Really?
Yeah.
It's a Super Nintendo game. Like, come on, dude. I have a copy of this. It's not worth $350.
I got a story about that. I went to a. I don't know if you know anything about the original the Legend of Zelda games, the original gold carts. Do you know anything about that or no?
I have a gold cart.
Okay, the original Legend of Zelda games, one of the worst things I've ever seen someone do, someone put a $50 price tag on gold cart Legend of Zelda 2, calling it a collector's edition.
I mean, that's clever marketing.
I saw that, gave the guy a dirty look and said, dude, like, what the fuck? Like, just gave him that dirty look. Like, looks could kill. He'd be like shot. He'd have a laser beam go right through his head. I was so mad. I was just like, I couldn't believe he was doing that to somebody. And people were looking at that, and I was just like, no. First of all, if anybody who doesn't know, the first gold carts that came out for Legend of Zelda 2 were basically how Legend of Zelda was originally released, were all gold carts. None of them were not designed that way. So you see someone do that, and it's just like, that's just so dirty. Mm-hmm. Secondly, most of those games, best price in box, if you have a good condition version, maybe $50 a sealed box, I think, if I remember correctly, if you have a really good condition. I have never seen it sell for anything over that price in the standard market. Like, people trying to sell their Nintendo games like that is just disgusting.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Another one that's really bad for that is Deadly Premonitions. Like, wow, people were selling that for such a price tag. I couldn't believe the price tag I saw people selling that game. $200, $300. Deadly Premonitions was going for $1,000. And I'm like, what? No, just no. No. That's disgusting. $1,000 for something like that is just Oh, absolutely absurd. You're now seeing the price drops to what it is. When I got Deadly Premonitions, when it first came out, guess how much I got it for?
$10.
5. You're close.
And like,
$5.
I'm gonna be honest, like I look at this stuff and it's like that still seems like the price that these things should be. It's like most of this stuff is not rare.
Yeah. Yeah, and it isn't. And Deadly Premonitions is, although an amazingly, like a fun game, I'm not spending more than $20 on it at best. Maybe I might for the Xbox 360 throw an extra $20 down. But that better be a brand new game. But like it was a freaking, it's not exactly a great game. Like it is glitchy, it has issues, there's a lot of weird shit that can happen. I've had my car blow up on me when I ran into a bunch of bodies. I've had weird glitches.
Like that's just how cars work. Like you get near a pile of dead bodies in the street. Like I don't know if you've like experienced this in real life, but I did. I got too close to a pile of bodies. They were in the street, and suddenly my car exploded. I was ejected out through the windshield. I barely survived. I'm still like living with those injuries today.
Yeah, it can happen. Right? Like, hey man, that's nothing like the giant dogs that start attacking you out of nowhere in that game.
Oh Lord, this sounds wild.
It's an interesting game. Basically, I don't know. I guess Team Ignition. I would love someone to actually do some real research on it. I should. My scrubby ass shouldn't be doing that. It is a weird game where basically someone said, "Hey, do you remember the movie, the show Twin Peaks? Yeah, I like Twin Peaks. Do you want to make a video game about it? Sure. Hey guys, can we do Twin Peaks? Fuck you. No, we're not selling you the rights to Twin Peaks. Oh, okay, we're creating this game called Deadly Premonitions. It's not Twin Peaks. But goddamn, it's Twin Peaks. No, there is some fucking scene for scene in that's Twin Peaks. They literally have a random woman walking around with oven mitts carrying a pot. Like one of those casserole dishes. Mm-hmm. That is directly from Twin Peaks, if I remember correctly. And you're literally talking to yourself the entire time. You have like a weird like image, which is, kind of funny because I was just driving. I remember I stopped playing the game and just drove around to listen to myself listen to the character talk about movies and stuff. And he would go on these like 10, 20-minute tirades of just random stuff. It was just really fascinating. It was a really fascinating game. It's completely off the rails. I've never seen a horror game done like that. The closest thing to interesting horror games I've seen in the last 10, 20 years was another game called Haunting Ground. But I'm pissed off because I think the rumors are true about that one. And that Capcom wussed out. So I don't know if you know what Haunting Ground is at all.
I'm blanking on it right now, if I'm honest.
A Haunting Ground was a horror game where you play a college student who basically gets trapped in a weird mansion after you get in a car wreck. And you and your little puppers, which is a half, I think it's a half husky, half something else. I don't know what exactly the dog is. Have to somehow survive and get out of the place. And I mean, you're being chased around from a bigger, meaner, well, not meaner, but bigger, stupider, hornier version of Sloth from the Goonies. A goth maid, some psychotic guy who'll shoot you in the face, and then I think you get chased around by a guy in a wheelchair and another it has some weird shit. But the idea is that you can't fight back. You don't get guns, you don't get weapons. At best, you can make these chemical balls that you can throw at enemies, like chemical water balloons. Best way to put it. And your second line of defense is your doggo. And your doggo really you need to give the puppers a lot of love and care, or the puppers will not protect you. That is super unique. But
Yeah.
here, and majority of the time, you just want to hide. You don't want to fight these things because these guys will, like I said, Horny Sloth gets his hands on you. You get some interesting sounds when these characters catch you. A Horny Sloth sounds like he's banging your corpse. Let's just put it that way.
Okay.
Yeah. One of them sounds like they're ripping into your entrails and covering themselves with your own blood. And one of them sounds like it's eating you. Like, it's really fucking weird. Like, it's weird on that sense. But here's the thing about the game, that there's some screenshots and there's a rumor that originally the character was not supposed to be a grown adult college student, because a grown adult college student can pick up a gun, pick up a rapier, pick up a sword, pick up a knife, stab somebody in the face. It was supposed to be a kid. So explaining why maybe the sloth guy didn't mean to hurt you, actually, and that was the sound of him accidentally breaking a kid apart or killing a kid by accident.
Wow.
And
that's pretty wild.
Yeah, like the rumor was that this was supposed I've heard this rumor a couple times. I don't know if it's just like some fucking, deep dark bullshit and it's like not true. But I've seen the screenshots. I own the special edition version, all the other stuff. I own the game. I've seen the screenshots. It does not look like a grown adult. It looks like a kid. The screenshots look like someone way smaller than what they need to be of the image. And I'm wondering if that's actually what was the idea. And that would make a lot of sense. Could you see a little kid thinking, oh, maybe I should grab that gun on the wall? Or, hey, look, there's 15 rapiers on the wall. Maybe I should grab one of those rapiers. Maybe I should grab this. Maybe I should grab that. Maybe I should, push this guy down a flight of stairs. Like, there's so much goddamn stuff you can do at that point as a grown adult. A grown adult has some power. A little kid doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think that makes the game way more terrifying. Like, Clock Tower is a good example of that. Like,
I was just thinking of Clock Tower, yeah.
Yeah, the original Clock Tower, you play like a 13-year-old or 14-year-old. You don't play that old. And I mean, there's child murder in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's up there with, like, Splatterhouse with child murder. And, although, I don't know, giant fetuses attacking you, maybe that might, I don't know. I would say Splatterhouse is way more gory, but that one's way more like disgusting on some levels. Like, I just like, wow, did they take that to an extreme? And I think a game like that, like, if you're going to go that dark, go that dark. You don't need to go crazy with it. Like, there's other stuff we could talk about that's a lot more crazy, but I mean, damn, you don't want that. Like just go for it. Go for broke, sell the line, right?
Right.
Like, it's like when they did the game, and well, they really did sell that game pretty good. Like, I gotta admit, a lot of people looked at the game for the controversy. Dante's Inferno. Like,
I only ever played the demo of that.
They sold, like, they apparently staged a fake Christian freakout over the game. And that's like, if you're going to do that, you better give us a super goddamn violent game at that point. You can't just be like, oh, well, we're going to give you this more timid version. No, fuck off. Give us that super goddamn violent game if you're going for it. Like, make it, oh, there's actually supposed to be more sexuality in this and more of this, but we toned it all down. What the fuck? You faked a goddamn Christian You faked a Catholic freaking Christian freakout over Dante's Inferno. It's like, go for broke, baby. Go for broke, you know? That's the way I look at it, man. If you're going to go that far, go for it.
Yeah, there's no point in holding back.
If you're going that way, yeah. Like, you know, if you're like, it's like anything. If it sets, it's like when they make horror movies. Like, as much as I'm not a big fan of horror movies, some of the ones that have stuck with me are the ones that went to the crazy. Like, I'll never forget. I'll forget the name, but I'll never forget the movie The White Serpent or The White Worm. I will never forget that fucking that. I will never forget that movie. Sorry, not the game. I will never, as life like that. There's a scene of. Have you ever seen The White Worm?
Long time ago.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember the scene, but there's a scene where the woman opens up her mouth and spits out muscular men with giant spiky penises, and they bounce towards the screen. It's one of the most trippiest fucking like. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what the fuck? Another one that still to this day I haven't seen in years is Altered States.
Oh, that's a weird movie.
That movie still to this day affects me. Another good one, Poltergeist. To this day, I haven't seen it in years, but I can. Yeah, that movie still scares the shit out of me. The first Nightmare on Elm Street. I'll never forget some of the stuff in the first Nightmare. Not the first Freddy Krueger. The first Friday the 13th. It wasn't until the later Friday the 13th that I actually kind of liked it. I can't. The original Friday's good, but it's not great. But yeah, this stuff was amazing. It's just like, it's sad that there's some crazy horror movies. Like, I'll remember them more than I'll remember anything else. Another one is I will never remember Texas Chainsaw Massacre for some reason. Like, I've seen it multiple times, both versions, like the original and the remake. But the second movie, because it's so over the top, you got Bowser fucking screaming, "I am the wrath of God," carrying dual-wielding 2 chainsaws to fight Leatherface. Come on, guys. Like, I can't see the chat. I don't know what's going on, but oh man, like what the hell? Right?
Yeah.
Like you got Bowser literally, "I am the wrath of God," and he's screaming as he's throwing his stuff. Like, that's insane.
Yeah, you don't get many movies that are just absolutely crazy anymore.
No,
there was a
you
lot of
don't.
that, like through the 80s, late 70s, coming out of that like auteur director period. And then guys just were like, you know what? We have the ability, thanks to like materials advances, to just do some really crazy looking stuff. And then they just went and did crazy looking stuff.
Yeah, they
And
did.
They had a lot of fun with it for like 20 years.
They did, and now it's just gone. And it's, like, that's the one thing. This is why, like, my YouTube channel exists, is because I'm watching what exists now, and I'm like, maybe 1 or 2 movies I'm absolutely in love with. Otherwise, everything else just seems like fast food for the, like, it's how I look at Twitter and the internet. I consider the internet fast food at this point. It's fast food for the brain. Well, movies now are just fast food. It's like get your Avengers come out, your another Avengers come out, and it's all like these, haha, witty little joke here, haha, we'll really partay, haha, fast, bam, 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 bam. Here's your cum shot scene. Here's your cum shot scene. Here's your blowjob scene. That's how I feel about it. Well, no, that's how I feel about it. It's all just like, it's like watching all action movies now are like that, where it's all just like this explosion of garbage. Like, did Michael Bay ruin movies that bad?
Yes.
You can't blame Michael Bay. It was the guy that wrote Save the Cat. That guy is who ruined movies.
Okay.
Oh, was it? Well, there's a few people: Michael Bay, him, Josh Whedon.
Well, Josh Whedon's just awful as a whole. Speaking about blowjobs. Sorry.
Yeah, when
his-
Chris McCall got pregnant, he actually asked her if she was going to keep it.
Yeah, that piece of crap.
But a lot of the blame goes back to this book, Save the Cat. After it came out, everybody looked at the book and went, I'm going to make my movie exactly how the book lays it out. And that's why every movie follows the same exact story beats and tempo now.
Yeah, like, it's just, like, it's not, like, is it sad to say, I want, I guess Carmack said it best, a shooter game with stories, kind of like having story in a porno, and that's kind of how I feel about it. I want my stuff to be for that to be fast paced. I want to play a video game to play the fucking game. If you put me in a 20-minute cutscene, I'm not watching a movie, motherfuckers. I'm here to play a video game. I can handle about 10 minutes of a cutscene. And that in a movie, I don't want this constant blast of something. If you're going to give me action, pure action, go for broke. Shoot 'em up's a good example of that. It went for broke. Within the first 10 minutes of that movie, like the second that movie starts, it's bam, 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 bam. It doesn't fucking stop until the movie's over. Even one of the greatest sex scenes, I think, in movie history is found in that movie.
Yeah, the only problem is Shoot 'em Up kind of destroyed Clive Owen's career because he never got back to being a star after that movie came out.
I know, which is sad, but that was like one of the greatest. That was a great movie. A brand new movie that did that for me, that really did it for me, was The Nobody. Was really good.
Oh yeah, that's a good movie.
And it's perfectly paced. It's violent as fuck. And I mean, anything, if you can watch Christopher Lloyd, or is it Christopher Lee or no? Christopher Lee is the Dracula.
It's Christopher Lloyd.
If you can watch Christopher Lloyd with a big grin on his face, blowing people away, and you can tell he's having fun, that's sold. This is why I say the modern cowboy movie could still work. Like, you could do something like that. Like, we need stuff like that. It's good to have pacing. It's good to have, but a lot of these Avenger movies are so. I don't know what to think of them. Like the new movies, I'm not enjoying at all. Like Far From Nobody's Home, or whatever the hell the new one's called.
Far From Home.
Yeah, whatever. No, but Nobody's Home. Let's call it Nobody's
Home. Homecoming, Far From Home, and No Way Home.
And Harry's Home. And then there's, Home for Dinner. I'll Be Home for Christmas. Then there's Home Alone. Spider-Man Home Alone.
Well, speaking of Home Alone, there's like 5 movies of those now.
8. There's going to be apparently relaunching Home Alone.
How can you do this? It's like, put it into a different country. I kind of want to see a Japanese version of Home Alone.
Well, the Japanese version of Home Alone would be, the Japanese parent would be like, you get your schoolwork done. Then you get 15 minutes of TV. We'll be back after our 90 hours of work.
Only 90? He's slacking.
I know, right?
Look, I can't do math because I have a math degree, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot more hours in the week than that. There's at least like 140 hours. So if you're not working at least that many, you're slacking.
Well, they have to give homage to their. You know what? I gotta watch it. I don't want to piss off any Japanese. No one can take a joke anymore. God damn it.
Well, it's probably a good time to wrap up anyway, because I got to get ready for bed.
All right, you have yourself a very. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate that.
Thanks for joining. It was nice meeting you.
Yeah. And you can find me on Orc War Chief Reviews. I know he found me. I just saw his subscriber count pop. I do stuff with it's East meets West kind of thing here. You got a buddy, you got a Canadian and a guy from a foreign country doing reviews of old movies most of the time. and that crappy Rescue Ranger movie. We do old movies, anime, sometimes comics, Dragon sometimes on. I'm hoping to get other guests on sooner or later. I want to get a bunch of people on to just kind of do old movies and stuff. Basically turn us on when you just have nothing else to do and you want to listen to two guys complain about movies.
There you go. Anything you want to say, Mr. Dragon?
No, I'm good.
All right. Then you two have a great evening. And for
You too.
whoever has stuck with us this long or stumbles across this later, thanks for watching. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe and comment and go click the link I put in the chat to Orc War Chief's reviews and all that good stuff. And take care. Bye-bye and all that. Let's see.
Bye.
Oh, yes. The big old in broadcast button. Let me click that.